Are you trying to use a hybrid class for group bosses in Where Winds Meet? If so, you could be secretly nerfing your builds for group content without realizing it. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Teddy, and do you know what path your build is? In Where Winds Meet, we're not exactly given classes like normal MMOs, allowing for a ton of different hybrid builds to be played around with, from gear sets, interways, and martial arts. Making a perfect character for your playstyle can be fun for solo and the arena, but when it comes to co-op, In Where Winds Meet leans heavily into you playing a role on a team instead of a hybrid class meant for solo. From weapon skills, gear, interways, all of it stacks up and plays off of one another, and if you're mixing and matching different paths, this can be cutting the effectiveness of your role in half, which can cause a group to wipe. To give an example, using the Panacea fan creates dew that can be used by the Soul Shade umbrella, and for using both will increase the damage of your mystic skills by 20%, but using the Panacea fan with any other weapon will gimp the fan's effectiveness in half, while also gimping the damage the other weapon can do. And before you get mad in the comments below, this doesn't apply to solo or the arena. Feel free to ask anyone who's played in the Chinese regions if you should follow the path guidance when it comes to group content, not solo. For solo, have fun and play around with different combinations. Just for group content, Where Winds Meet does have an easy solution for group builds. This comes in the form of a nice improvement guide aimed to help players figure out what paths they can walk. Taking a look inside this menu has the path guide and development guide. Paths are the classes or the builds that we can choose from 3 types of melee DPS, tank, ranged DPS, and lastly, a ranged healer, with more paths coming in later updates. Choosing a path shows a name like Bamboo Cut Wind or Silkbind Deluge for healers. Next to the name shows how many people are running the exact path. Then we have all the info needed for the build. The build's profile shows a useful demonstration, and next to it has the build style. Hitting combination shows the martial arts or weapon combinations, interways, gear sets, arsenal, and lastly, the important tune attributes you should be focusing on. The last tab are the challenges to help guide you into improving your build, but to lend a hand to that challenge is the development tab here at the top. If you're still struggling with any part of your build and need to know where you should be improving, this tab will have a grade on how you're doing in a helpful chart and where you can improve on the side. No matter how bad you think your build might be, remember to come back and check every so often. Once you've chosen your path, you can either switch to it or set it as a goal to track where to get the gear sets needed from the bosses. Remember, this is only for playing with a team and not running around by yourself. Following these paths for groups can change the bossing experience, but that's completely up to you. After your path is selected, now we have to take a look at the interways. While the path guidance will select the interways to use, there's a few that are useful for either increasing your build or are extremely useful for almost any build or most popular interways in China once they hit tier 6. Starting off, we have everyone's favorite Morale Chant. This is by far the most important interway needed for almost every and any build. This interway grants you River that increases bonus damage and healing per stack for 2 stacks at tier 1 and increases physical penetration, perfect for all paths. At tier 6, however, Morale Chant is able to proc once every 10 seconds to do 1 more attack or heal on a target, and twice if the target is under control. Other interways like Fivefold Bleed, Evasive Charge, and Invigorated Warrior are perfect for PvP builds at tier 6. The interway Shadow Assault is great for solo, able to increase how much loot can be obtained from executed enemies. As for exchanging tips or converting interways, I suggest focusing on building the interways used by your plan and Morale Chant first, then focus on any other interways you plan on using for the future while breaking down the ones you don't plan on using. Converting interways is mainly used for when you're trying to change the path but don't want to build up the interways from scratch. Doing this is just as the name says, converts the same quality interway of the same type to another just to save the time needed. Moving on, we have martial arts. Yeah, even martial arts can affect how well you can perform in a group. While most skills can be used in solo without any real downsides, while in a group, knowing which martial arts to bring to the party can help out with group bosses. I won't bother going into all the martial arts since there's a lot, and I don't want to be here all day. Looking at the descriptions on the martial arts has a brief summary, but when hitting view more, you can see the stats like damage that it can do, the different effects, and other skills that can be affected or affect the skill. Take a look at each martial arts to see which one would be useful for the role you're trying to do and not what you think will do the most damage. For example, if I'm a healer or a tank, I'm not going to fill my bar with attack only martial arts, but I will choose arts like Golden Body at tier 3 for the AoE shield for nearby allies, or I'm not going to choose an art like Leaping Toad if I'm more focused on healing. Just knowing which martial arts are better for your role is just another part of the path you're walking. Now it's time to get into those pesky gear sets. There's currently 6 gear sets to choose from with 3 categories: offensive, defensive, and ranged. All paths can use any piece of gear from any set, but the path guide will choose the best set combination you should be going for. While it might be tempting to try to make your own set combination for groups, I suggest only doing this for solo and the arena while you're not filling a dedicated role, since if you didn't guess it already, your gear and tuning attributes will affect your role in groups too. Not only that, but choosing the wrong set for the role and building it up can slow down having to correct to a different set, needing more materials, and getting good RNG on the tuning rolls as the tier gets higher. As for tuning the sets, this is where it can get annoying. Not only does each attribute roll random, but we have a chance of rolling a more important attribute, a secondary useful one, and a bad roll that boosts other paths. Getting the right combination of stats can take longer, but can increase your group performance a lot if you're gearing and tuning correctly for the role that you've chosen. The last part of figuring out if you're secretly getting your build for groups comes with the traits and all the bonuses earned from exploration. Yeah, you'll have to run around and explore for oddities and trait points if you want to play your build effectively. It can be annoying trying to find all the chests or hunting down those bugs, but the attributes and other bonuses that are rewarded are carried over for group content, essentially making those who explore have more mastery or perform better in groups over those who have barely unlocked any oddity bonuses. This even comes down to how easily gear can be found from outposts, how easy it is to earn Jade Echo to buy more inner way notes, or earning seasoned fish to exchange for more character development. Either way, it's a good practice to start exploring to unlock better bonuses for more damage or HP instead of just letting them go thinking exploring isn't important for vertical progression. As you can see, even though Where Winds Meet allows you to mix and match just about any inner way, gear set, and martial art group content, the game really drives home the team play in groups requiring you to play a role instead of trying to make the most insane solo or arena builds thinking they'll mesh well in the group. I hope this helps you figure out if you're secretly nerfing your group build trying to play solo, or helps you start figuring out a different path easier. As the solo mode levels unlock, gearing and getting materials will start to slow down, forcing us to start to focus on one main build, so make sure you're not wasting those important materials on different paths you don't plan on using. But let me know in the comments if you've been using a hybrid build for groups, how well it's been working out for you, or if you're sticking on the path guidance like me. This game continues to keep me engaged, and I'm still looking forward to all the new updates planned, but if you want to see more Where Winds Meet content, check out the channel for more, and I'll see you guys in the next guide. Keep gathering out there, everyone.